Hi everyone, welcome back to another Makeup Monday video. In this video I'm going to focus on picking only one product per category of my makeup, and I'm going to run through it the way that I do my makeup on my face. But I thought this was interesting because my makeup collection, which I don't like to call it a collection, has been growing, and I wanted to see what it would look like if I went back to my origins of just having one of each of the things that I use on a daily basis and see what that would look like. And it was a bit of a challenge for some products, but for others it was fairly easy to choose the one that I actually use on most days. So let's go see. Let's see what I chose from all the things that I have. Okay, so I thought we'd start by showing you what we're working with here. So this is my little makeup cart, and it is little. It looks big because it takes up the full screen, but if I move away, it's in the bathroom, and you can see it's not that big. It's not that big. This is my hand for comparison, you know, like so. It's not that big of a cart. My hand is big though, but okay. Anyhow, another full disclosure is the bathroom is a little bit dirty, so don't mind that. Hopefully, our fabulous cleaning lady Sarah is coming next week, and she will take care of this mess, dirty mess. But for now, if you see fluffs or dust bunnies or just dust here and there, that is why, because we are due for a cleaning in not only the bathroom but everywhere in this condo. Okay, so this is what I'm working with. So this is most of my makeup. The other areas where I have makeup are in these two drawers right here. So here I have all of my blushes, bronzers, and highlights. And then here I have other eyeshadow palettes. Small palettes, quads, trios, and that sort. And then bigger palettes like these. And I have some Morphe palettes that are really big palettes over here, but I only have 3 of those. And then e.l.f. and other little palettes and things are here as well. So this is, I went through all of it to see what would I select of what I have, what would I choose as my only one to keep. And this is what I decided. So for primer, and we're going to start with primer and go in the order that I would do my face. So for primer, these are all my primers right here in this section. And even though I love some of these, I really like this primer. And these two Becca ones that are new ones are good, but they're not meeting my full needs. So my full need for a primer is for it to mattify my face somewhat, not completely, but somewhat, and to also, this is the one that I was referring to, the Bye Bye Pores Dr. Brandt that is almost done. I really like this one. But as I was saying, I need 2 things out of my primer. I need it to mattify my face, which is why I bought this one once upon a time, but this one mattifies but only does that. And the other thing I need is for it to fill my pores, which the Professional does that, but it only does that. And so this would be my pick. If I were to keep just one primer, have just one primer forever and ever and ever more, this would be it. The Smashbox Photo Finish Pore Minimizing Primer, because it, and this is, does it come out like that? It's a little bit a lilac-y color. So it's easy to identify when you're at the store, and they sell it both at Ulta and Sephora. But the thing is with this one that it not only minimizes my pores, but it mattifies as well. So it's perfection for me. So if I were to keep one primer, this would be it. Now moving to eyeshadow primer, I have the Milani one, I have the Catrice one that I've been using, and I really like this container, this applicator. But if I were to pick one, I would definitely pick the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer portion anti-aging one as my only makeup. If I were to pick one makeup item, this definitely would be it as eyeshadow primer. Okay, now for foundation, this is where I keep all my foundations, right next to the primers. So I've been liking this one a lot, but the pump on it works on and off. I love my Dior Air Flash foundation, but it's really expensive, so if I weren't going to keep one forever and ever, I wouldn't want to have to repurchase this at 60 bucks a pop every time I needed one. Although it has lasted a long time. Well, it's lasted a long time because I sparingly use it so that it will last a long time. But if I had to pick from all of the foundations I have, and I have a few e.l.f. ones, and I have a few the ordinary ones that I wanted to buy. I have Rimmel, I have L'Oreal, I have Dior, and I have CoverGirl, that for the longest time was my favorite foundation, was this CoverGirl one. But if I had to pick of all of them, I would definitely go with the IT Cosmetics one. And I would pick this one as my all-time favorite foundation to keep. Although this one is a close second. But yes, the IT Cosmetics CC Plus, and I use it in the color light, is the best one for me, just for reference. For concealer, my concealers are up here, and for concealers, I have the Tarte Shape, I have the Makeup Revolution one that I've been trying lately, and I've had this one that is a repurchase, the Maybelline Fit Me foundation, and I use it in light, number 10. I really like this. I used it all up and repurchased it, but if I had to pick one, for the ones that I'm using right now, I have this one that's for blemishes. I have these ones that are more creamy, pencil-like concealers. But if I had to pick one, I would definitely pick the Catrice one. And this would be the Liquid Camouflage Catrice one. And I use Light Beige and 020. This would be my definite pick for concealer. In terms of powders, we can go down here for powders. I think that from all the powders I have, and you can see more of them in my favorite powders video, but I would definitely pick the Bye Bye Pores, and I would either pick either the pressed or the, I think actually I would pick the pressed one. Although I don't have a full size of this product, I would pick the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pore Pressed, or if not, the loose powder one. And for sort of a finishing powder, because the reason why I'm picking this is because this could be a really good under eye setting powder and overall setting powder. It would serve both purposes. So I wouldn't have to have that one for setting my under eye, which would be my pick for under eye. So I could just pick this one. But I would pick this one as well as a finishing powder. So I would set with my IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores, and I would finish with my Hourglass Ambient Powder in Dim Light, which is the Bombay Kitty. Now the next step would be contouring, and that I have a little bit of a pickle there because I have this one that is a contouring palette by Urban Decay Naked Skin. But I rarely use this. And this would be a really good one to pick because it has powder products and then it has cream products on the other side. So it would be a really good all-encompassing kind of pick. But I don't use this one as much. The one that I use and love and used up completely and repurchased, so the one that I'm going to show you is a brand new one, is my e.l.f. contouring palette. And this one, it doesn't say it here, but it's the light version. There's a medium or darker version, and then there's a light version. And I'm going to have to pause this to open it up. But it would be a toss-up between this one and the new one I just purchased, which is this one, the Lorac Pro Contour Palette. But I think that between both of them, even though I have been using this Lorac one a lot, between both of these, I think the e.l.f. one would be my my favorite one. And I'll show them to you. So there they are. That's the e.l.f. one, and this is the Lorac one. Whoops, here I am. Okay, they're very similar in colors if you look at them, but this contour shade right here for the e.l.f. one is just the bombicity. I love that shade, and it's somewhat similar to this, but it's like a combination of these two. This I love. And the good thing about picking a palette for contouring is that I have highlights and bronzers also in it. But if I were to pick of these two, definitely the e.l.f. would be my pick. So for bronzer, there are quite a few bronzers in this drawer that I could potentially use, like the Pixie one. There's a small version of the Loved by All Part, what is this one called? Park Avenue Princess one that everybody loves. But I don't really love it. And the one that I use the most outside the e.l.f. palette is the Butter Bronzer. So this would be my pick for bronzer if I were not using the bronzer that comes in that contour palette that I chose. Now blush was a bit of a pickle for me because I have a ton of them and I like to switch it up when it comes to blushes. And I just purchased these Clinique ones, are newer to me, and I'm still like forming an opinion on them. This one is also new to me and I really liked it. I took this to New York and used it straight up for a week, and it was the only blush I had and it was great. But I think if I had to pick, and this one's a palette, and that even though people rave about the Hourglass blushes, and I'm struggling here to open this for you, but even though people rave about them, I don't love them. So this is what the Hourglass blush palette that I own looks like. This is too bright for me, and these two don't show up on my skin. They're so light that nothing. They don't show up. So I rarely use this. So if I were to pick one of these blushes as my only one, I think I would pick the Burt's Bees Shy Pink blush. And this would be the only blush I would have for ever and ever. It does the job. It's sufficiently bright, and it gives a pop of color on my cheeks. I love this e.l.f. one, and I've used it for years, but it's really light, and I'll show you in comparison side by side how they look. So you can see there, I love this, but it's a little bit light, so you have to build it up. And I feel like it doesn't last on my cheeks as long as this one. This one already is a little brighter. It gives that little pop of color to my cheeks, and it lasts a long time. Obviously, I'm using setting sprays with them, but yeah, the Burt's Bees would be the one that I would pick. Now for highlights. I'm not really into highlights for my face, but I do have a few that I like. I have this Champagne Pop from Becca. I have Mary Luminizer, which I really like, from The Balm, and I have some ColourPop highlighters. This one is Lunch Money, and I have this other one. It's a little pinkier. I like less. So these of the ones I like, these are the ones that I think would be contenders. I also have this one from Wet n Wild, but it's also like a little too goldy, a little too yellowy. This one is one that was like really famous. Here it is, Precious Petals from Wet n Wild. So those are the highlights that I have and I like. But if I were to pick one, I think I would pick the one that I most recently purchased, which is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy highlight. And I would pick this one because it's the one that I'm using right now. I like it, and it serves dual purposes, because if I put it on with a brush, dust it lightly, it doesn't show up too much, but if I apply it with my finger, it really, really shows up. So it has that dual purpose. But I would also pick as a daily, everyday kind of highlight the Essence one. This one, although since I picked the Hourglass Dim Light powder, maybe I don't need this one because I think those two serve sort of the same purpose. So yeah, I would definitely pick the Anastasia Beverly Hill Amrezy one as my highlight. For eyeshadows, well, I have this drawer that's filled with eyeshadow palettes, but these are the ones I use the least, or that I use for travel, like that Lorac Pro mini one. And these are the ones that I use the most. And they're not all, as I showed you before, they're not all eyeshadow palettes. This is a contouring palette, and there's 2 face palettes right here. But of all of these, I think I would pick my Lorac Pro 3 palette because it has colors I could wear every day, and it has a good combination of mattes on the top row and shimmers on the bottom row that I can mix and match and use. That color there that's looking very purple is not that purple. The amethyst color is not really that purple in real life. It's a little more subdued, which will allow me to use it more often. I have a lot of matte, all matte, like this one and this one are all matte palettes. The ones that I got from Wet n Wild that I've showcased before, there's one fully matte and one matte in shimmer. But between the matte and shimmer here and this one, I would definitely pick the Lorac Pro 3. So this would be my pick for eyeshadows. Regarding eyeliners, I mean, for me, there's no question. The Lottie London AM to PM Kohl's eyeliner in Mocha would be my definitely pick. I use this every day. You can see in comparison to everybody else, he's the smallest because I've sharpened him a lot. And for mascara, my mascaras are all over here. I would definitely pick my IT Cosmetics from all my IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara in Super Black because it's just the best of all of them. And I really like these other ones. I really like this one from L'Oreal. I really like this one from Essence. I really like the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I like these, but nothing like this one. This one just is the best. Some of these transfer on me to my lower lid or my upper lid. Some of them smudge. Some of them don't give me everything that this one gives me, which is length and volume all in one, in fullness. So it's just, this is it. This is the best one in terms of mascara. Now for brows, I would definitely pick my e.l.f. brow pencil in Taupe. That's the shade I love. It looks great on me. I really like this. And I would pick this over the Anastasia Beverly Hills. I would pick this as a brow pencil, but I would also pick this as a clear gel, either to put on top of that brow pencil or to wear it on its own. I have the NYX one, the Control Freak gel, but I have not used it. As you can see, it still has a wrapping thing on it, so I have not used that yet. This one is about to die, and after this dies, I'll use the next one. But I repurchased this many times, as well as this brow pencil. So these two would be my favorite, all-time favorites, and they're really inexpensive, so I wouldn't, it wouldn't hurt to repurchase again. And for a brow tint, I have this NYX one. Don't love the color. And then I have, see, here's somewhere, here it is, the Essence one. I would pick the L'Oreal one, but I have since used it up. I've purchased it twice and used them both up, and then purchased the Essence and the NYX to try 2 other ones. And from the Essence and the NYX, I like the Essence the best. So I would, from the products I have right now, I would pick this one. But if I were to just purchase one to be my brow setting gel, colored setting gel forever and ever, I would definitely pick the L'Oreal one. So now for lips. Lips is hard for me because there are several lip types of products and there are many that I love. I recently discovered this combination that I really like. This is the Color Pop Lippy Pencil in Bound and topping it off. So putting this pencil all over my lips and then topping it off with the NYX Butter Gloss in Angel Food Cake. This looks beautiful. It gives you like a mauve-y, your lips but better, more intense, juicier kind of look, which I really like. So I have it here. I have it set out like, okay, I discovered that. I want to know what it was and reuse it. But that's not what I would pick as my only product to have forever and ever. For lip liners, and I have all my liners here, and as you can see, there's a particular trend of color that I like. Although I have some reds and deeps and berries and things that I have just in case I want to go with a deeper lip, but I would pick as my all-time favorite one to use forever and ever the NYX in Peekaboo Neutral. This would be my pick for lip liner. Now for lipstick, from these that I have here, I love these two because this was the one that I used for my wedding day, and this is the one I purchased on my honeymoon. So they're special to me, but I would not pick these. I would actually pick Modesty from MAC, and I believe, yep, it's this one. I'll open it up for you to see, but these two paired together work really well, and I love this pinky color from Modesty. As you can see, I've used it a lot. I love this color. It's a really, really good lipstick. So that's what I would pick for my lips, but I would also pick a not a lipstick, but a lip gloss. And from all of the ones I have, and I have a lot of lip glosses here, and as you can see, I have a ton of lip products. These lip products over here are creamier, are a different kind. These are fantastic. I love it. I would almost pick this one as my all-time favorite, but I picked Modesty instead. And for a lip gloss, I would definitely pick a Rimmel one. This Rimmel Stay Glossy. These, unfortunately, the name comes in the wrapping, and once you open them, you lose the name. But I think it was called Belgrim something. I'll look it up and I'll put it on the screen. But this is fantastic. I don't know if they sell these anymore. The other one that I was a toss-up between choosing is the e.l.f. Color in Praline, and I love that color. I love the old version of it. It's a matte lipstick in a pen, so it's like one of those lip pens, but it's well, you can see the trend of the colors that I really like to use. It's fantastic. I love this. But the newer version of it is a little brownier instead of pinkier. I don't know, why can't it focus? Okay, well, whatever. This would be another one that I would choose if I could pick one in a pencil. So the last product I use for makeup is and this is why I love this cart because I can move it around, is a setting spray. And I have several of them. This e.l.f. one is a repurchase. I've used one all up and this is full. This is a newer one that I bought. This one, I have two of these and I left one in Miami to have when I go there. I like it, but it's a little intense. The alcohol in it is a little too much. This is the Flower Beauty one that I've been using. I do not like this. It leaves a white cast on my face and even on my clothes. The one that I would pick would be the Urban Decay All Nighter. This is my very favorite, and I only have this mini size one that I use for travel. But because I had the full size ones that looked sort of like this, I've had this one in full size many times. I think I've used 3 full sizes of this, and I've used the Scandinavian one, which is the same formulation, the same maker of this formula. That one I've repurchased many times as well, and also have the minis. This would be it. This would be my pick for all-time favorite setting spray. I used to have the MAC Fix Plus as well, and I also used it up. I've been meaning to buy another one of those, and I want to buy the rose scented one next. But for my all-time pick, this one would be it. So these are all the products. If I had to just pick one in each category to have and to use for the rest of times, these would be the guys that would make up my makeup kit. And in fact, if I were traveling, I would probably take these because these are my true and trusted and tested products for makeup, which I love. They look great on me. The consistency is wonderful. The formula is perfect. These guys, and there you go. Those would be my picks if I could only pick one in each category.